Welcome back to Building a Boat by the River, where my partner and I have been building a 41-foot wooden sailing boat for over 6 years now in southern Tasmania. In this episode we cover a variety of topics. Firstly, we get down and discuss the keel bolts, what types of metal we're using and how we're bedding the keel bolts and actually attaching the lead to the boat. I then jump up on deck and start fitting some celery top cleats, traditional cleats along the stanchions there, and walk you through the process of fastening in these cleats. And to finish off, we get back into the deck, laying the caulking compound in the seams there, and the deck is really starting to look quite fabulous now. So we hope you enjoy this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop a comment there or a question if you have in particular, and enjoy this episode. Alrighty, well, today is exciting because we have finally collected all the various pieces together for our keel bolts. We had a few people asking if we were going to bolt the keel on, what we were going to use, what sort of material, and we can answer all that now. So, our keel bolts were cast in a rough form. So they came as a rough casting with this spiral, so it sort of spirals down as they cast it. This is cast aluminium bronze, not silicon bronze. So these bolts, being aluminium bronze, are very durable, will last a very long time, and collectively with our underwater materials, so underwater things get a bit weird, but we are using the majority bronze, so it's all sort of the same material, so hopefully it all gets along and doesn't start doing some weird below the water corrosion. So after the rough casting, we sent them off to Ed, our machinist. Hey Ed, I'm sure you're watching right now. He put in a lot of hard work spinning them down to 1 inch and threading every end. This is a very short version. We have longer ones up to 2.5 feet long. So he cut the thread on, span them down to the correct thickness for what we drilled out, which was 1 inch hole. And then we bought some copper flat plate, 6mm. That was all we could sort of source to make washers. So then Dunner, another friend of ours, took them over to the island and spun up some awesome looking washers. I'll give you a little look now. We've got some photos of the process in spinning them down, boring an inch hole and putting them on the lathe and spinning the outside down too as a pack. They're quite thick, these washers, but that's okay. The washers are essentially spreading the load from the nut and bolt to the wooden floor or lead keel on both ends. Copper also kind of gets along with aluminium bronze, so they sort of get together well. What is that? Okay, very noisy. So the copper washers plus the aluminium bronze go together nicely as far as metals below the water. And then to finish, we had bronze nuts made. These are 1 inch nuts, heavy duty, custom made by Bronze and Brass Fasteners on the mainland. So they were a little bit expensive to make because they were custom and special, and they came from a cast silicon bronze billet, and they machined that down, and Ed unfortunately had to remachine the thread because the thread wasn't particularly good from manufacturing to us. So Ed spent a bit of time clearing the threads up and getting them ready for the top here. Dum dum. Silicon bronze, another different type of metal involved in this trifecta of items, also gets along with aluminium bronze. They're fairly similar. You can look into the stats or the data on what they're comprised of, but we have aluminium bronze bar, silicon bronze nuts, and copper washer. A little bit convoluted. I'd love it to be all the same, but silicon bronze bar is very expensive. The aluminium bronze was much cheaper. Now, some of you may say, why not stainless? Look, stainless can work fine. We've seen a few boats that have lasted many, many years with stainless keel bolts, and it's great. It was just our level of reassurance. I personally believe bronze is better for keel bolts, but that's sort of a wormhole that anyone can fall into if they like and sort of do some research on. But we're more the bronze here. We've used bronze fasteners, bronze everything below the waterline. So these two combined make a bolt, top and bottom. So then our latest plan is to place the bolts down, drop them a little bit further, place the nut and washer underneath, tighten that up, place some sealant around it and the bolt here to seal it, and then we jack it up into the lead. That creates a lot of pressure. I'll probably burr the threads on the top so this nut can't move up anymore. It can only go down if you ever need to get it off. Pump that up and then tighten the top with a big socket and breaker bar. So yeah, that's the loose plan now. We've got 10 or so bolts to do. Oh, we've got 10 exactly through the lead to do. The 3 on forward and aft are on the centre line, and then they're staggered port and starboard along the keelson to sort of spread the load when she's heeling. You know, one side can take more load than the other. So yeah, big plan, finally get the keel bolts in. Then we are theoretically almost watertight, which is very exciting. The best part of being watertight is then I get to drill a heap of holes in the hull and make skin fittings to make the boat not watertight anymore. But that's life. You kind of got to do that stuff. We need engine intake, water intake, you know, there's a lot of things that we're going to have coming in as well. So sadly, she'll be very watertight for a brief period of her life and then not so watertight. Well, hopefully, should stay watertight. I'll give you a little look and then we'll probably start plonking them in.
Obi, do you want this? Oh, so pretty, isn't it? Hey, Obi. You want that? You want to be a real boy again?
Put these on balls on ya.
You want some nuts?
Some nuts. He loves some new nuts. Fresh nuts.
You know how many treats we could buy for one of these? A lot. Alright, big spanner, big nut.
So what's your job here?
I'm the holder.
You're the holder?
Yeah.
The holder of what?
I'm making sure that the nut doesn't spin when you tighten your nut up from underneath in the keel.
Okay.
So that's lefty, righty, loosey.
You'll know soon enough.
Yep. upstairs.
Yeah. You are? Okay, interesting. Okay, today's an exciting day, one step closer to completion. Today I'm going to bolt and bed our cleats on the portside stanchions. We have 3 cleats along the hull here on the inside of the bulwarks, and they'll have Panama holes so that for mooring we're quite versatile. We've got a lot of options. Famke made these cleats this time last year actually, and we have the starboard side on, but obviously the port side, due to winter and building hold-ups, we haven't completed yet, but today they're going on. So I'll give you a little run through on gluing the cleats on, and then the next big step is to glue the bulwark plank on, which is going to be very exciting. That'll make the boat feel very complete then essentially we're almost even port and starboard. I know a lot of you have noticed that we've spent different times on different sides of the hull, and one side has been often many months behind the other side, but we're almost at the point where they are symmetrical and the same amount of completion. So that's really exciting to get that on. Makes it feel safer up here too. We're actually quite high up, so I'm not sure if it's actually safer, but it makes you feel a bit safer. And yeah, it's just going to look stunning when it's done. So check it out. Okay, I've got the dry fit of the holes for the bolts done. These are the bolts. So they're just copper, threaded with a bronze nut and a bronze washer. There's not a lot of load on them as such unless you're pulling out. They're also notched in, so they sort of share the load with the stanchions. I hope I got the, yep, I drilled on the right side. So next thing is I'm just going to counterbore the back side of the stanchion big enough that I can fit the nut, a washer and a socket on, so I can tighten from the back there. You won't be able to see that, but I've just got a little template here, so this I can clamp on the back and use that as a guide for my spade bit here. So it sort of keeps it a bit central, otherwise I won't be able to drill a hole nicely from the back because the pilot hole is too large already. So yeah, just clamp that on, drill a couple of pilot holes. Try not to stand on this day-old Fixtech in the seams. If I do, it'll make a massive mess, so I'm really trying hard not to touch it, which is easier said than done. bit more boat yoga. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, gloop up. Portside, midships. Right. I'm just bedding it down with a bit of Fixtech, which is a flexible adhesive sealant. And a good contact everywhere. Okay folks, we're going for bulk seam filling today. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, got about 8 seams to fill. So it's quite a bit. It'll be a good workout on the old hamstrings, bent over filling seams. And yeah, we'll just get them filled and then leave them for 3 or 4 days to cure and then cut it away and it should look beautiful. Almost to the outside of the boat now, a couple more planks. So yeah, really getting there. Do you have any reflection on this gluing episode?
It's very hot.
It's hot?
Yeah, this went really well. I think you've got your system well organised now, putting in enough And I'm just only letting, I'm not even really holding this up, I'm just letting the weight of the chisel push the caulking sort of down, because it's in there. So it's not too bad. We thought it was pretty painful when we did the cockpit, but this was quick and easy.
Yeah.
Just
Nice.
gotta keep going and before it cures.
Yeah, get that done.
But yeah, no painful dramas this time. You alright?
Well, we hope you enjoyed that episode. It's quite diverse and there was a bit going on there. We're obviously pushing forward in the build of Tarkine and getting closer every day. If you'd like more content, more interaction, or to support us, then we have a Patreon site or a PayPal account that you can deposit direct donations to. Every little bit goes a real long way to keeping the videos coming and our little dream alive. So thank you.